In this video, we will be having a quick look on genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, and a detailed summary about metabolomics. Let's have a look on what is metabolome. By definition, any molecule of less than 1500 Dalton molecular weight which is present inside a cell is called metabolite. These metabolites are produced by various metabolic processes occurring inside an organism, and together all these molecules form a metabolome. Inside a cell, we can have many levels of metabolome. For example, we can have sugar molecules as a metabolite. Generally, metabolites are of two types: endogenous and the exogenous. Endogenous metabolites are present in large amount as compared to the exogenous metabolites in an organism. Further, endogenous metabolites are further divided into primary and secondary metabolites. Primary metabolites are generated through primary pathways of metabolism, for example, glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and we can get pyruvate from glycolysis, while beta oxidate produce lipids just like acetyl coenzyme A. These are all are primary metabolites. Secondary metabolites are those which are generated by the combination of few primary metabolites. The example of secondary metabolites are phenolic compounds and certain alkaloids. Exogenous metabolites are those metabolites which are taken from an outside source. We can get drugs or drugs derivatives and food colors, and all these are the examples of exogenous metabolites. Let's have a look on this scale to further understand metabolome. At first, we have DNA, which contain all the genomic information of an organism, and the study which is related to genome is called genomics. Then after DNA, there comes the process of transcription, and as far as transcriptome is concerned, it is basically defined as all the RNA content of a cell, and the study of transcriptome is called transcriptomics. Then after transcription, here comes the process of translation in which proteins are made. The study related to these kind of activities is called proteomics. Then after proteome, here comes the metabolomics. As we have talked earlier that metabolites are produced by the metabolic processes occurring inside an organism, and together all these tiny molecules form metabolome. Now, as we move from genomics to metabolomics, more deeper information regarding the current state of an organism can be assessed. If you see the numbers on your screen, for an example, a human genome have around 30 to 40,000 genes, and approximately 150,000 transcripts and around 1 million proteins. But interestingly, only a very few amount of metabolites are present in human genome. So now these are the specimens from where the DNA, RNA, protein and metabolites can be extracted. For example, the DNA and RNA can be extracted from certain kind of tissues and cells, but as far as proteins and metabolites are concerned, they can also be extracted from certain kind of biofluids beside tissues and cells. And these are the techniques which are generally used to deal with all these omics. For example, if you want to deal with DNA, you can use SNP arrays to analyze different functions and different role of the DNA. But you can also use DNA microarrays to deal with the transcriptomics studies, and as well as you can also use 2D gel electrophoresis to deal with the proteomic results. But as far as metabolomics are concerned, you can use NMR, GCMS, and mass spectrometry techniques to deal with the metabolomics studies. Now, let's have a look at this pyramid to understand the effect of environment on these three omic components. And from this figure, it is quite obvious that environment will have a greater influence on the metabolites as compared to rest of the others. For an example, the presence and absence of oxygen in the environment can greatly influence different types of metabolic pathways which are occurring in an organism. To understand the metabolomic profiling, let's have a look here at this arrow. In normal human being or a plant, the amount of endogenous metabolites would be higher, followed by drugs, food additives or phytochemicals in case of plants, and toxins or chemicals. Whereas in a diseased or unhealthy organism, the situation can be reversed. For instance, the amount of toxin chemicals might have increased that cause disease in the organism. So you can have a look that the metabolomic profiling of a healthy person or healthy plant is definitely going to be different from the metabolomic profiling of a diseased organism. So, by comparing the metabolomic profiling of a disease organism and a healthy organism, you can have a look at what is going to be happening in a diseased person. What actually the deficiency is occurring inside an organism which are under stress condition. So now let's have a look on what are the factors that are influencing metabolome. So here are the factors, for example, your age, diet, lifestyle, genetics, and drug treatments. These are the factors which are generally influencing the metabolome. And remember one thing, metabolome can never be static. It is changing from time to time. It is heavily dependent on what are you taking, what are you eating. It heavily depends upon your diet, your lifestyle, your genetics, and what kind of drugs you are taking inside. And you should also remember one thing, that what is standard for one organism would never be a standard for another organism. Which means if there are two kinds of organism, both have can have different kind of metabolomic profiling. So these are the general information which you should have in your mind while studying the metabolome.